You know the drill. Help keep the channel alive by pledging whatever you fancy on my Patreon or PayPal, linked below, and get big rewards in your face for your service.
最低者は最低をやめることができない。そのために存在している。
Learning an ickle bit right off the bat about what the rules are of people working this place and making the calls.
最低者は感情を知ることはできない。彼らは人形だから。
But this rule really serves to stand out from the pack with its importance.
最低できなかったこと？ああ、そうだ。
How come the food looks so good though? It's weird to think of them as just living their old lives in that place, but I really appreciate the added detail. Clearly this book has far more importance surrounding it than I remembered. I know I already mentioned both these things in the first half video, but I saw this and was just thinking, not only does the song sound beautiful, but so too do the visuals look here.
私、死んだんだ。
Oh, I guess the book must have reminded her of that fact. Still feels sad to me though, oddly enough. Even though we all know that by this point, to see her acknowledge it did make me sad.
すぐにお食事の用意をいたします。
これ、誰の？
So just prior he said good morning, and it made me think, is there a morning? Or is he saying that to help her with the passage of time and feeling more human? Then it got me thinking, the same thing is happening in an AVN, adult visual novel, I'm playing called The Interim Domain. Obviously if you're under 18, ignore this, but yeah, it's a truly amazing game. This is not a paid advert or anything, but I just really enjoy the game and its story and writing. Highly recommend it. You can even get it for free from itch.com, I think, or pay what you think is fair before or after.
元クイーンデキムの最低者です。
元？
You never really think about this place having different people, let's say, running it, but that is absolutely the case.
でもあんたは90階だろ。
当たり前でしょ。このタワーを担当してるんだから。
I thought this exchange was quite funny. He essentially makes out that lower floors are worse. She says it makes no difference, and then says, of course, I'm on the 90th floor. I'm in charge.
私のお酒全部あなたにあげるから。私ようやく最低者終わってほっとしてるの。
Getting to see the moment he first took over the job from the other lady, it's so weird to know they clock out at some point and their job is done though.
情報部に行くことになったんだけど、お酒はそっちで全部用意するから。
And even more weird is that she was moved over to another department. Another great showcasing of mixing together CGI with hand-done animation.
グーよ。
ありがとうございます。
She's adorable.
生を全うした人間のことを尊敬しています。
この子。
That's interesting. I always figured he was pretty normal, when it's shown here that is anything but the case. In fact, his way of thinking here is entirely different.
ちょっと黙って。
And this is clearly where she felt the need to protect this kind of new thought process.
最低の形は一つじゃなくてもいいと私は思ってる。
To me, this was her being a good leader. She's happy with Gaius picking his own methods, but at the same time, she's happy for main boy Chan to do the same. With the music, this scene felt oddly sweet to witness as he slowly pieces it together. Her reaction is also funny, but mainly the whole thing was sweet.
もう少しご覧になりますか。
Plain old totes of Dobbs.
最低者の方がまだマシ。死者の記憶を編集するのって大変なのよ。
Getting to see how another operation within their work environment looks.
最低者に人間の感情を植え付けるなんて。
Another great twist I had entirely forgotten about, and a really good one at that.
毎日ここにはたくさんのお客様がいらっしゃいますよね。
うん。
I thought the last bit of food was good looking, but they can get all the way out of town with this one. Whoa, finding out what happens to the people's bodies once they are judged is kinda crazy.
生を全うした人間たち、その全てがなかったことのようになってしまうのが嫌なのです。
Oh my god, so that's why he's got all of them stored and why he does treasure them. That just makes it 114% more wholesome and him 73.2% more likable.
最悪な趣味よね。
そんなことないじゃない。
Literally my own thought process in that moment too. You see what I was saying from back in the first half video about the lovely wholesome moments between them in what I like to call their little home?
人間がバカだからだ。
そうじゃなくて、普通自分が一番可愛いもんだよ。
The girl casually raising the greatest argument against the way they do judgments.
虚無ってなんだっけ？
And you also see what I was saying about their hilarious dynamic as well? Also though, being nice to Arbiter Cats is always a win. Lovely voice acting during the scene, but mainly learning that the Arbiters are seemingly built.
美味しいとか感想ないわけ？
あ、申し訳ありません。美味しいです。
There's that super adorable dynamic I enjoy so much.
それとも
隠し事?
That's creepy and well done. For context, he was stood over her whilst sleeping. She said she had been busy so couldn't see him. He replied, "You don't seem busy," and then said this. Creepy!
ノーナ、焦ってる。もともと時間がないだけ。
Great ending too, that really puts you on edge as you understand that she's clearly bending or even breaking the rules to her own ends, and that things are maybe catching up to her.
ここに人を殺めたお客様が来るようなのですが。
Another guest who is considered weird. I like it already, baby!
そう言われてみればよく思い出せないですね。
Meme from the Monogatari universe.
確か俺もどっかへ出かけていたがよく思い出せないな。
Leorio from Hunter x Hunter, who really sadly passed away a few years ago. I won't lie, his voice is amazing and iconic, and also being real makes me insanely sad when I hear it.
手分けして出口を探そう。
僕ちょっとあっち見てきます。
You keep giving me real human emotions and I'll keep issuing wins like coins with which to trade you them. A good twist that makes you obviously think he is the murderer, but I believe there's more to it than that if I do recall correctly, which is doubtful given my past with this anime.
お前ら刑事相手にいい度胸してるな。
Right away things get more interesting, although I did remember that he is one, but obviously he's got a bloody knife in his bag, and now he reveals his job. It's really good. It's another Doom door opening sound effects cinematic sequence of awesomeness. They really did just keep knocking it out of the park with mixing CGI and animation, didn't they? Good job with the puck as well, alternating nicely between CGI and up-close animation, I'd say.
兄ちゃんが守るから。
どうした？
Always sad when you see bits like this knowing they're no longer alive, but then you remember that there's almost always more to each story as well.
そうか、妹思いなんだな。
And then, of course, these two have a kind heart-to-heart, but again, don't think it'll last. But for the here and now, it was a lovely moment, to be honest.
普通の人ですら極限状態のせいで大変なことになるのに。
Her reason for telling him, although it was broken after she threw it anyway, not to use the cheating remote to alter the game is spot on, especially in this case, and speaks to her human emotion on display, I think. It also shows how he too is growing in that same way when it comes to human emotions, especially since he actually has them.
おめでと
お兄ちゃん、ありがとう。
う。さえ、大きくなったな。
Man, oh man, these moments don't half make it difficult for me, because they often slice right through to my emotions. Plain old goodness me levels of quality animation. Exactly the same as Two Wins back. That is dark, man.
頭痛だ。ちょっと待ってくれ。
Felt like that was Winworthy, his reaction to something absolutely horrible being recalled. So this happens, rather than him jumping back into the game, no matter the reason given.
だいぶ古くなってたから大事に履いてよ。
ある日仮釈の再犯らしいな。しかも初犯あげたの辰巳さんっすよ。
Oh, so very much sadness cutting through to my soul, though.
ああ、続きをやろう。
辰巳さん。
How the voice actor and the animators did a great job of returning him to the table with a totally different personality near enough. Since it's on YouTube, I'll just show this much, but safe to say the win is for the Dark episode continuing that theme as he returns home to a very beaten up sister, sadly.
どうして忘れていたんだ。
That added touch, very realistic, I think. As they reach the time limit for the game, this happens, basically linking their body parts to the pucks they've been using all this time.
どうしても許せなくて。
I'm guessing that's the blood on the knife in his bag explained then. Wow. Going first person like it's no big deal there as she gains both of their memories.
人殺しって二人とも。
はいそうです。
Oh, that's a good twist I hadn't remembered. I thought it was just the lad. Nothing really jumped out at me over this couple of minutes of them talking, but I did want to win the conversation as a whole, dark as it was. Two wins here. Firstly, I enjoyed another flexing of the animation team's most excellent skills. But secondly, have one for this being the first case of a joined episode, other than the first one to a smaller degree, as a lot of the focus was on the women, but this is a true two-parter. That art style change as the puck lands its attack. In my opinion, excellent realism right there, that once he's attacked, he retreats back to grab his own weapon. It's something often missed in media. They think you get hurt, you just fall down. Gone!
僕殺したんです。これで刺したんです。
And then the truth is revealed in, I think, quite the realistic fashion, which, for me, has really been the word of the two videos.
仲間だと思う。
Learning that it wasn't just one, it was two of them. Jesus!
初めから命を懸けてとお伝えしたはず。
これ以上何の意味があるんですか。
I've spoken a lot regarding realism, and this is a new one, where he's more interested in helping the guy than continuing to play the game, even really losing his temper about it.
放っておけばそいつはまた同じことをするぞ。
This is a new thing for the anime as well, is where two seemingly strangers are helping each other out for their want for revenge on those who wronged their family members.
なんで僕たちが争わないといけないんですか。
必ず犠牲が必要なんだ。
Wow, he's really earning a lot of wins for speaking in very, dare I say once again, realistic ways, such as this statement from him, questioning why they even need to go head to head at all. Seriously impressive voice acting there. The first max wins of this video is absolutely going to this continuing battle. It truly looked so good, and they did a great job of making each hit look furious and high impact. Can't show it, as you can imagine, but safe to say, super shocked that the house he walked into, clearly to take the guy out himself, was the one the young lad had been to earlier on already. Just a guess, I wonder if that was the lad, having almost been caught in the act. If so, amazing twist, but take one for now for the shock that he himself was taken out there.
なあ、俺はこれで殺されたってことか。
はい。
Oh snap! There's the reveal I was suspecting! Insane! The sad thing is, he thought he was with him, having no idea he was a cop looking for some justice of his own.
なんで辰巳さんなんであんなところに。
The thing I liked here was the stark difference between how they were each taking the news. The lad is distraught, meanwhile the old man is happy. He had nothing to live for anyway. It gets even worse. He watched that attack unfold, and purely so he could confirm the guilt, rather than stopping him from even doing it in the first place.
助けたら殺せないだろう。裁定するには被害者が必要だろう。
What's the biggest shame is that in the end, that became the most important thing to him. It wasn't about justice, it was getting the result, even if it meant watching that happen. I love it when he uses that!
殺したい。
かしこまりました。
Not only do I not remember any of this, but it was the first time he's ever done anything like this, so it was even more shocking as a result.
何する気？やめて！
言葉だけではわかりません。
どこが最低なのよ！
Glad to see her stepping up like this for what she knows is wrong. Again, their emotions are being used to judge them in the most extreme of circumstances, which is crazy to me.
背負って生きてる。誰だって憎しみを持ってる。それを煽って何が最低なの？
In fact, she can have another one here for her words and her argument, basically further expressing her feelings on what I just wrote in the prior win.
怒りで理性を失う人の脆さ。愛情があるから恐怖を乗り越えることができる強さ。
You know, I feel validated. I'm not the smartest guy, but I wrote much the same things in the first half video as she monologues here, and I won't lie, it was nice to see.
そんなことは。
たまに抱きしめてごまかしてる。あれで受け止めたつもり。
Also makes for such a powerful and impactful moment in the episode and series as a whole when we're able to witness how the truth she is speaking clearly affects him.
俺は悲しみも怒りも乗り越えて恐ろしく冷静になった。
It's quite sad how we keep seeing moments where his shoes are visible whilst all the horrors are going down, before and after the murders, because they're the shoes his lovely wife bought him.
妻はそのために犠牲になった。刑事は俺にとってまさに天職だった。
This moment is where he, personally for me, proved that he should likely go to the void. When you're saying your wife was sacrificed to turn him into that, it sounds like a good thing.
転生すれば違った形で妹さんにまた会えるかもしれない。虚無に落とされたら可能性がなくなっちゃう。
Super tense and powerful moment where the whole process is basically breaking down. But she's trying so hard to appeal to his good side to not do this. It's really a beautiful moment.
自分で守れないなら相手を殺すしかないだろう。
Max wins here for how the ED was smashed into when he just couldn't take it anymore and had to get revenge on him. That was so well done, I thought. And then one more for the ED itself and the sad visuals of the brother and sister during better times.
守る。
It's subtle, but how his own facial expression changed in the same way the cops did, changing from pain to a smile. Really good ending to one of the best episodes of the whole show in my honest opinion. Really powerful stuff all in all.
私は。
名前はまだない。あなたは最低者なの。
Getting to see the birth of one of them? Kind of, maybe, I'm guessing? Could be just him though, to be fair.
私には今の裁定方法が正しいとは思えなくなりました。
You could argue that this is easily one of the biggest moments in the anime, especially for him as a main character, learning the right and now wrong way to be judging people. So many damn shocking moments and twists in the story that I cannot remember. Although, like I said, during the first half video, that does likely increase many people's enjoyment of the videos.
彼女の本心だと。
本心を知ったところで理解できないかもしれないけどね。
Things only get further interesting here with this development, but I cannot believe for a moment that she could ever deserve the void as her judgment, but then we don't know her really.
最低期限を過ぎると人形に変わってしまいます。
Glad that there was a decent law reason, so we know why she was starting to flake away. Always so weird when you get someone who is different to the norm that we've seen so far, even though technically speaking, the vast majority should be like her and all dudes.
終わったらここから出してもらえる。 じゃあいいわよ。
Obviously cut a bit there where he said yes, but the win is because this reaction is also realistic, I think. If you're a super old lady, you're not throwing hands or running around, you feel me?
あら、おじいさん。嬉しいわ。
Nearly brought a tear to my eye, that. Just reminds you that even a little old lady like her had a grandfather when she was young, and he had one, and so on. Yeah. I'm just straight up giving a win for a lovely card game as they have fun, and the gorgeously relaxing music plays.
それで良いのでしょうか。いいも悪いもね。
The fact that she's still hanging around, and yet he talks all big about judging humans like it's no big deal to him.
ここってあの世なの？
She was pretty much the first one to figure this out, without the need to be blasted with old memories from before she died.
自分の作品は子供みたいなものなの。着るなんて思ってもみなかった。
This woman is the very height of wholesome.
いい人生だったわ。
素晴らしいですね。
And you know, when he says that, he absolutely means it as well, because that's his whole belief system doing this.
私たちには気持ちを伝える手段がたくさんあるの。例えば、これ。
Just wanted to highlight this as a beautiful piece of music. I had said earlier on, you're unlikely outside the OP and ED to grab any songs to listen to, but there are some for sure.
ママ、絵本読んで。
Getting to see what I do believe is the first memory of hers.
私千雪っていうの。
She knows her name, plus very cute scene of her as a kid, but bit too long to show.
お母さ
どうかしました？
ん、なんでもない。
The team behind this really knew how to hit with these impactful moments, I must say. Just that soft piano in the background as she recalls her mother. Beautifully done.
千雪さんは？
もう少しだけここにいます。
Thank God for that. I had this feeling she was leaving here and worried a bit. I couldn't remember that. Sad to see the old lady going, but at least she's 100% content. So sweet.
それでは行ってらっしゃいます。
Notice I said in the first half video their bow was slightly off and gave it a win. I think it's nice to see it's on point here, now they've been together for a while.
冗談。最低し人間の感情。
Ah, this is genuine shock. I think my memories of the end of the anime are super sparse now, so get ready for some proper reactions to this stuff.
虚無ってとこに行ったんじゃなかったっけ？
虚無に落とす魂を決めたい。
私じゃダメなの？
あ？
I'm pretty sure this is a trick of his to help him in judging her, but it was still surprising to see him suddenly be there again, assuming it is him.
原田かこいつ、どっちを落とすか、お前が選べ。
That is so awesome. Death Note was made by the same company, so it's absolutely a reference here to Light Yagami. It feels as though the entire scene should get a win, if purely because she's not some super rash woman. Oh, I want his soul to come back, take mine instead. Instead, she's really struggling.
なんでここにいるの？死んだはずなのに。
It's no wonder he was puzzled back when she first turned up, since she's the only one to know she was dead right from the get-go.
彼女の裁定は私にやらせていただけませんか？
いいわよ。ただし、しばらくここに置くからね。
Glad that we got to see the start of the story between those two. At the time, I didn't understand the reference to the book. Now it's been made clear since then. Her favourite book as a child, and I thought this nicely played into that as well. Obviously that gets an awesomely easy max wins, one of the easiest I've issued out in quite some time. Really, such a stunningly beautiful moment. The music was gorgeous and so fitting, the animation stunning as well as the effects and well-placed flashbacks. Such a thing of pure perfection that was for me. And then, of course, one more, when she finally learns a proper piece of her history and recalls this sad moment which ruined her career, I'm guessing.
お腹空いてないの？
What's even more sad is seeing this side to her when her dreams were crushed, to be honest.
ここまで立派に育ってくれたことが何より嬉しいの。
She was a good mother. She said, I loved watching you skate and win this trophy. But what meant even more to me is seeing the woman you grew into. Meaning there's more to life than this.
そんなこと考えたら自分がすごい嫌になったの。
Won't show it, but yeah. She took herself out, sadly. I had feared as much. Such a strange reason as well, I can't wrap my head around. It's like without skating, no one meant anything to her anymore.
申し訳ありません。
Yeah, as you likely can guess, didn't remember this either. Let's go! It's like 2 minutes too long to show, but I enjoyed this exchange, as tense as it was. He played off her life as meaningless again, kinda like she did the same towards him, which maybe hit him.
何これ？やだ！原田くん！原田くん！
Well, that's a hell of a shame, no pun intended at the time of writing, as he basically tricked her into going into the void. Yeah, that is insanely sad, to be honest. Seeing her smile as he opened his eyes, only for them both to disappear into what I'm guessing was the void, sadly. Man, oh man.
どちらへ？
どこでもいいでしょ？
Considering the anime doesn't lean into a creepy, oh no, they're gonna get caught sort of vibe often, when they do it like this, it's really good. Him suddenly attacking her at the start of the episode. We haven't even had a minute to relax just yet.
一番下まで連れて行ってください。
え？あんなところへ？
お願いします。
I can kind of recall this last bit, but it's surprising all the same that they're heading all the way down naturally. So the show, of course, scores that win also naturally.
そんな嘘でしょ。
The sad moment that she understands that it wasn't all some dream when she notices her arm looking like this. Have a quick one here as well for going without an OP this episode to make it slightly longer. The internal set design for the entire house is really well done and thought out, I think.
お母さん。千雪、ただいま。
That stopping of the piano when she knows her mother cannot see her is brutal.
一人の人間、その命と引き換えに千雪さんを生き返らせることができます。
Something tells me he is fibbing in order to test and judge her maybe, but it's still quite the moment.
はい、大好きだったでしょ。あの時、千雪の気持ちを分かってあげられなくて。
His offer to her must be made insanely difficult when watching this event unfold before her eyes.
千雪に会いたい。お母さん。
Won't lie, that got a tear out of me, that did.
誰かの命と引き換えに。何でもするからあの子たちの元へ返して。光を抑えて妹さんのそばにいなくていいの。
いい人生だったわ。
みんな誰かのことを思ってる。
I loved that. It's probably the most powerful moment in the anime to me. It's not just what she said either. It's about the fact that everyone has a life. What right does she have to take someone else's? She had her life and sadly gave it up. Now it's up to everyone else to keep living theirs in their own way. A fantastic and profound moment. Max wins.
必ずどこかにその人を大切に思ってる人がいるの。
How her words and revelation here had such an enormous impact on him as well, and how well that's displayed to us.
ごめんなさい。命を粗末にして悲しい思いさせて。
ごめんなさい。
I barely have words for that. It's brutal. My damn heart. Utterly wrecked me. The voice actor nailed it. Another Max wins for that. Oh boy. After she begs him to press it. Not sure if that's about having him do it for her or not. The scene shatters and, bless his heart, he cries for the first time. His arbiter mark breaking. Perhaps the facade surrounding emotion falling away, near enough making him a human?
申し訳ありません。
His sorry here, I'm guessing because all along she couldn't press the button and bring herself back, and he saw the pain the idea of it caused her, which then wrecked himself in the process. Quick one here, because he's so stoic throughout that when this happens, it's a real shock. Quite the duality there for me. The breakdown itself of the scene looked beautiful, animation-wise, and it's sickening to now know that this was the reality behind the facade.
痛いです。これが悲しみなんですね。
Think the voice actor did a brilliant job here of injecting emotion into a character who never really displayed any for 11 episodes.
ごめんなさい。
謝らなくていい。
What a lovely moment between them, him understanding humans' raw emotion and what he had caused and then giving a true apology for it.
困難になるからって人間を適当に裁いていい理由にはならないでしょう。この世界が今のままでいいはずがない。
Her words here, I think, nicely sum up why she's doing this, which have basically been a mystery since the start of the anime, so I'm glad to see the reveal.
本来は立ち入り禁止とされているところです。
じゃあ私もここに。
いえ。
I appreciate how there's zero suspense for us, the viewer. He's making it crystal clear you're not going to the void, and rightly so.
私はそんな人間のことを。
尊敬しています。でしょ？
はい。
Been saying that since the start, that it's an important phrase for him. Let's give a win for the final time he tries to say it.
私はここにいらしたお客様にそう言っていただけるような最低者になりたいです。
For clarity, he asked her, "Are you glad that you lived?" She replied yes, and this was his lovely response, showing how much he has changed since episode 1.
もういいよ。
申し訳ありません。
そのうちできるようになるよ。
His attempt at a smile when she tells him to try one. This beautiful and natural smile from him, shared between them at the end of their long time together, has to get Max wins for the anime.
さようなら。
I know it was already revealed by him during win number 333, but still, she's going to heaven as it were. I'm happy.
知らねえ。あいつはもう戻ってこねえ。
I wonder if the cat couldn't forgive his actions with the girl and the guy she loved.
4つ。最低者は生命に寄り添ってはならない。
Him casually adding a fourth rule at the end of the story.
いらっしゃいませ。クイーンデキムへようこそ。
Feels good to end things really on a new case we won't ever see, but life is going on as usual for him there. And of course, that natural smile and rotating shot revealing her mannequin by his side in a rightful place, I think. Chrono, the Swedish Muggle, Marcellus the Roman, Nexus 47, Admiral Nugget, Moody Blues, Cody Tiffany, Timothy Wilcox, Curtis Daniels Jr., Tomo Sandy, Henrik Jensen, Roll Tide West, David Fredericks, Olive Wolf, Furious Mo, Salt Lover, Joker Rims, Rimuru, Gamer Ludwig, Onks Caliph, Donald Newburn, Robert Jackson, Sukomi Aurorum, Starkip, Kai Wolfspring, Dante's Face, Miran Arjian, Cody Niemeyer, Snowy, Sarcastic Truth, Hitter the Wicked, Will Sass, Thrasher 340, Owen Halloran, Extinct Hero, Alexander Schwartz, Dante Soul, Drake's Daughter, Rudies, Dragon Boy 1, Iso, Cameron, Mode of Rim, Tiger Lily Warrior, Commander, Knuckle Duster, Otter Ebodonisi, Christian Tarassa, Matthew Barr, Ruby Rose, Commander Cyrus, Cloud Garden, Luis Minito, Brian Bayot, Mini Masher, Garrett Vermeesh, Ryan DeVeries, Dragon Defender, Natsu Dragneel, A Joker XD, Willy Man, Laxor, TRS, Liam Gogati, Kai158, Mr. Firecall, Wacky Normal, Science44, Lionel Schultz, Kevin Elston, Nozomi, Nick Monaco, Marvin, Satakayari, Devikel, Christopher Willis, Laxus, Michael Lewis, Lazy Joe Beard, CD Mad Gamer, Cecilia, Nick Wyndham, Nuvagown, Guru, Cedric, Kevin102, Sean, Darth Weirdo, Dragonstorm35, Cumfroik, Kelnock, Marquez, Q-Flash, Brainless Ben, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Your Edvardson, Kepan, Kyle Jones, Peter Milligan, John, The Element Taylor Wars, Amadillo, Nick Pell, Orekeeper, The Epic Commander, Jason Davies, Likely Winter, Matthew Blancet, Oscar I. Lopez, Juffer6263, Storm 970, Isel Caldera, Kevin Nauta, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Dan, Ali50, Bird Without a Word, Chris Harris, 9028, Headshot Hunter, Brandon Creer.